So you need to remember this. There are two versions of this movement and any other movement like this. There's the organizers' version, which are yours. Your genuine intent for a noble cause, okay? And then it's versus the other version, which is the marketing and the economic-driven objectives of the industry itself and the producers, because their concern is not for the chickens, whether they're calling it cage-free or not, and that's why I put behind the label. Their concern is not for the chickens at all. Their concern is for the profits. So their motives are very different than yours. And they're going to do the very least possible for the very best, to look the very best to outside scrutiny. And I was presenting myself as I wanted to give them the story they needed to tell about their humane, their operations. I mean, I went about it not as Dr. Oppenlander. I'm always undercover, so nobody give that away. As doing a story to let America know about what great things they were doing there. And they denied me access on a number of bases. So this is the way it is, whether it's Plainville turkeys, did the same thing. Throughout the whole New York and Pennsylvania area, the Ohio Poultry Association, even the July 2011 agreement between the Humane Society and the United Egg Producers, that will take 18 years, if that, to legislate correctly. So you already know most of this, probably. They still are doing this. They still have, for every hen that they use, it has a reduced life. I mean, our hens live, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years, And these poor things live 52 weeks, even without, forced molting. And every male that comes off within the first 3 days of your hens that you're purchasing the chicks from, they're all thrown in a grinder. They're all thrown in a grinder or trash bags or otherwise, and there's still the slaughtering and debeaking of the hens. There's stress created by the pullets themselves in the pullet houses. I've documented numerous cage-free operations where the farmers tell me that it's worse because of they've taken salmonella samples and everything else, because many times they'll have conveyor belts in the caged operations that just take everything away. And also there's that word, the term pecking order. There really is a pecking order. And on our farm, it usually lasts between 2 hens, and the pecking order is established real easily, and then one goes over there 100 yards or 20 yards, and the pecking order is established. Well, here they can't establish it. They essentially have an infinite. They have what they're seeing is a 30 or 40 or 50, sometimes 80,000 individuals in their pecking order that they're trying to establish. And then I think worse for me is these are, there are a number of humane certifications. This one is by the American Humane Certified Group, and they've got an extremely weak. In fact, they allow all this. Okay, so I guess I don't have to say anything more. So the real meaning of this for me is still. I'm still. In fact, when I leave, I'm going to applaud all your efforts even more so when I go back. And the real meaning of this is you've done exactly what I'm trying to do. You've increased awareness for this tremendous effort, and the increased awareness is a mandatory foundation from which all good things can be derived. You've created positive change. Okay, it's positive change. And you've empowered yourselves, which I think is extremely important through all of this. So I commend you for all this, but I wanted to go through that just to let you know. I don't think I'd be doing you a service if I didn't kind of let you know that I'm looking at things real carefully, and I will go to those farms in the next few weeks, and I'll kind of document things. But try to remember though that you've got to keep asking questions, keep the wheels moving forward, and remember that there's always something behind these labels, and it's really a matter of definition, and that's really what I tried to impress here and emphasize. My definition of cage-free in this case and humane is vastly different than the egg industry's definition. So I hope that helps a little bit.